Alright, we're going to do TSI 234 Part 4A. Alright, let's solve this. How do you solve this? We're going to cross multiply. Okay, let me just go from here. So we're going to multiply that times that and that times that. Cross multiply like this. So we have 5 times x, 5x, 5 times that, negative 25, that times that, 9x, and that's going to be 27. Now we're going to go add 25. So 5x equals 9x plus 52. So now minus 9x, and I know that these are gone out of here. So we have left negative 4x equals 52, divided by negative 4, divided by negative 4. So x is what? Negative 13. Next one. Multiply by the LCD. Since we have fractions, the LCD is 4x. So multiply 4x. Divide this into this is that. This one into this one is that. And that one into that one is that. So now we have 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 1x equals 20. So minus 12, these are gone. So negative 1x equals 8. Divided by negative 1, these are gone. So positive by negative is a negative. Alright, next one. We have another LCD getting to multiply it. So 45x, all the way across, all four of these guys. So divide this one, divide it. So that's going to give you 9. That's going to give you 15x. That's going to give you 3. That's going to give you x. So now 18 minus 75x equals 6 minus 5x. Minus 18, both sides. These are gone. So negative 75x equals this. So add 5x to both sides. So I know these are gone. Let me scratch them out. That one's gone. So now what's left over is negative 70x equals negative 12 divided by negative 70, But rewrite this. Negative 2 times that is 12. Negative 2 times 35 is negative 70. So now negative 2 cancels out. What's left over is x equals 6 over 35. Alright. Next one. We have find f of 14. We have a function. And all you do on these is you substitute in that number into the function. There's a function. So f of 14 means 2 times 14 plus 12. That's going to be 28 plus 12. So f of 14 is 40. Or if you want it as a point, 14 and 40. Find f of 5. That means another function. So you're going to substitute this formula function. F of 5 means negative 7 times 5, negative 35 plus 6. That's going to be negative 29. So f of 5 is negative 29. Or 5 and negative 29. Another function. So f of x is this. So f of x minus 3. So you're going to put all this for the x. So negative 5 times x minus 3. That's going to be negative 5. That's going to be 15 and that. So f of x minus 3 equals negative 5x plus 8. Or x minus 3, comma, negative 5x plus 8. Find f of 3 in this function. Well, that means you're going to have f3 in there, 3 in there, 3 in there for all the x's. So 3 squared means 3 times 3. And that's 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And 9. And that 9 and 9 is 18 minus 4 is 14. Or 3 comma what? 14. F of 3 is 14. Or 3 comma 14. Another function. F of negative 9. This is called absolute value. So f of negative 9 is absolute value of negative 9. Minus 6, that's going to be a 9, and 9 minus 6 is a 3. So f of negative 9 is 3. This is the absolute value function. So negative 9, comma 3, answer. Find f of negative 10 for this function. So wherever there's an x, put negative 10. So negative 10 goes there, 14 is a negative 10 in the bottom. So now, numerator denominator, so now we have negative 10 plus 5, negative 140 plus minus 10, negative 5, and negative 150. Rewrite it. Negative 5 times 1, negative 5 times 30. These are gone. So what's left over is 1 over 30. So f of negative 10 is what? 1 over 30. Or negative 10 comma 1 over 30. Another function. F of negative 4. Put it in there where the x's are. So negative 4 there, negative 4 there. So that's going to be negative 4 in that. And that's going to be negative 12. Plus, and then that's going to give you negative 14 over 1. But that's just going to be a negative 14. So f of negative 4 is negative 14. Or negative 4 comma negative 14. Another function. So put the number f of 5. So put 5 there. And 5 cubed means 555. And 5 squared means 55. So 5 times 5 is 25 plus 3. 125 plus 15. That's 28 over 140. Rewrite it as 1 times 28. 5 times 28. So these cancels out. What's left over is 1 over 5. So f of 5 is 1 over 5, or 5 comma 1 over 5. Find the domain of this function. Well, you can't have 0 on the denominator. In other words, you can't have stuff like this. 3 over 0, it's undefined. Okay, so is there a way for this thing to become 0 on the bottom of the denominator? Yes. If this bottom part equals 0, it's going to be undefined. So set up. X plus 5 equals 0, minus 5 minus 5, so x equals negative 5. Negative 5 plus 5 will make it 0. So x is never going to be negative 5 for this function. Or domain is d equals x such that x is not equal to a negative 5 ever for that function. Graph the function. So we're going to get some points. I'm going to put negative 1 in here. So negative 1 squared means negative 1 is positive 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. I'm going to put a 0 now. 0 squared. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1, negative 1. And I'm going to put a 1 in there. 1 squared. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have negative 1, 0, 0, negative 1, and 1, 0. And connect the dots. So this one, we have absolute value of x plus 1 equals 7. So x plus 1 equals negative 7. X plus 1 equals 7 from the formula. So we have negative 1 both sides. And I know these are gone. They're gone out of there. And these are gone too. So we have left is negative 8 and 6. And again, both answers. There's the answer right there. Make sure you put both. Absolute value of x plus 18 less than 7. So that means you use the formula right here. So set it up. Negative 7 less than x plus 18 less than 7. Minus 18, minus 18, minus 18 all the way across. So that's going to give you negative 25 less than x less than negative 11. Or write it with open. Negative 25 to negative 11. Or from negative 25 to negative 11. Absolute value of 8k minus 6 is bigger than 3. Formula right there. It says less than negative 8 or it's bigger than that. So this is less than 3 or it's greater than 3. Positive 3. So add 6, add 6. So 8k is this. Divide by 8, divide by 8. So k is less than or equal to 3 over 8. Or add 6, add 6. 8k is greater than or equal to 9. So that's going to give you divide by 8, divide by 8. So k is greater than 9/8. Or including the 3/8 this way. Including the 9/8 that way. Or including the 3/8 to infinity. Put it in that to infinity. Negative infinity and positive infinity. Find the square root of 64, 361. Break it up into two fractions. A fraction top and bottom. Square root of 64 is 8 and square root of 361 is 19. This one, rewrite it. This is a prime number. 16 is 2 divised 2 divised. So 16 is 2, 2, 2, 2. Or 16 is 2 to the 4 power. Rewrite this one in here. There it is. I rewrite it. There it is. And now, what do we have? We have 2 to the 4 times 1/4. 4 over 1 times that. So that's going to be 4 over 4, which is just a 1. And 2 to the 1 is what? 2. Square root of 300. So 300, break it. 2 divides it, 2 divides it. 3, 5, 5. So all these numbers are 300. But I'm going to do is I'm going to put these numbers together. 2 and 2, 5 and 5, which is going to be 100. 100 times 3 is 300. And k is 7, break it into 6 and 1. And 8, leave it alone. That's 2. There's a 2 right there. So now, the 2 divides the power of, square root of 100 is 10. 6 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2. And that one stays, and that one stays inside. So now, we have 10, k3, q4. Okay, and notice what went outside. That one went out, that one went out, and that one went out. The rest stayed in there. So we have 10k cubed, q4, square root of 3k1, or 10 cubed, k cubed, q4, 3k. That's it. We're done. Another cube root. All right, so let's make it into divide 7 and 7 and 7. So that's going to be 7 to the 3 power. Put that in there. So 3 divides this power, 3 divides this power, 3 divides that power. And then this one, it stays inside, and that y squared stays inside. So now we have 7 to the 1, x to the 1, y to the 1, cube root of x1, y2, or write it as 7xy, cube root of x, y squared. Square root of 48. Break it up. 2 divides it, 2 divides it, 2 divides, 2 divides it, and then 3. So this is 2, 2, 2, and 3, or 48 equals 16 times 3. So rewrite this as 16 times 3. Square root of 16, I can do this in the 3. Nope. So that's going to be 4 square root of 3. Cube root of 32 is right at prime numbers again. 2 divides 2 divides, divide, all these 2 divided in there. So we have 32 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 2. So 32 is 2 to the 5 power. So write it in there. And we break it up. 2 to the 3, 2 to the 2. And 3 divides this one here. Yes, it does. It goes right there. That one comes out. So we have 3 over 3. And the other one stays inside. So that's going to be 1. And this is going to be 2 times 2. So it's going to be 2 cube root of 4. The cube root of negative 64, 8. Okay, so now what we're going to do is prime numbers again. 2 divides, 2 divides, 2 divides, 2 divides it. Yep. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, or that's the same thing as 4 times 4 times 4, or 4 to the 3 power. And I'm going to use this one because that'll make it easier. So negative 4 to the 3 power, is that 64? Negative 64, yes. A6, A2, break it. B3, B2, break it. So now 3 divides this power, 3 divides that power. So now divide the 3's in there, that one, and that one. So we have negative 4 to the 3 over 3, 8 to the 6 over 3, 3 over 3. That's going to be 1, and that's going to be 2, and that's going to be 1. Everything else stays in there. So that's going to be negative 4, a squared, b, cube root of a squared, b squared. Evaluate a function. So f of 13, put it in there. 2 times 13 is 26, minus that is 25. Square root of 25 is 5, or 13, 5. F of 13 is 5, or 13, comma 5. Square both sides of this radical guy. So we have 2x equals 6 times 6 is 36. Divided by 2 divided by 2 is x is 18. Is that work? That's going to work? Yes or no? Let's find out. Put it in there. 2 times 18 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. 6 equals 6. Yes, it's good. It works. Square both sides again. So we're going to have x plus 5. 6 and 6 is 36. Minus 5. And these are gone. So now we have x equals 31. Does that work? Yes or no? Let's check it. 31 plus 5, 36. Square root of 36 is 6. 6 equals 6. Yes, that's the correct answer. Oh, tough one. Square both sides, same thing. This one just 18y minus 9. This is going to be y plus 4, y plus 4. And it's going to be y squared plus 4y plus 4y plus 16. So y squared plus 8y plus 16. So rewrite it. Bring this positive 18 as a negative 18. Bring this negative 9 as a positive 9. So we have y squared minus 10y plus 25. And if you factor that out, the possible numbers are, let's write them over here. They're 25 times 1 and 5 times 5. So we're going to use, I guess, 5. This one here. So 5, 5. So we have y minus 5, 1 minus 5. Is that going to give you, since that's 25, and that's going to be negative 10. Yep. So 1 minus 5 equals 0, 1 minus 5 equals 0. Add 5 to both sides. But what's going to happen is you're going to see that it's going to be the same answer twice. Y equals 5 or y equals 5. Just check it. Put it back in the original problem up there. 18 times 5 is 90 minus that is 81. Square root of 81 is 9. And 5 and 4. 5 and 4 is 9. 9 equals 9. Yes, that's the answer. That works. And it's only one answer. This one right here. Why? Because there's 5 and 5. They're repeating. Don't worry about it. Just the one answer. So take the parentheses off. 2 minus 7i plus 6 plus 5i for complex numbers. We put that one, and that one's 8, and that one's going to be negative 2i. Subtract the complex numbers. So this would be the same thing. Negative is positive. That's going to be negative. So you have 3 and 6. 3 and 9 is 12. And then that one is 5i. Multiply. 6 times that is 30. That times that is 54i. That times that is negative 15. That times that is negative 27i squared. I squared is defined to be square this. So I squared equal what? Negative 1. We're going to use this right here. So put this together. We have 30 plus 39i minus 27i squared. So this right here, 27i squared, is going to be negative 1 times that. It's going to be 27. So we have this and this, 57 plus 39i. Now this one, we're going to multiply the conjugate, which means whatever's on the bottom right here, just put the minus sign in it. Fix it. Multiply for the top part. That times that's 81. That times that is 36i. That times that's 45. That times that's negative 20i squared. 9 times 9 is 81. That times that's going to be negative 36i. That times that plus 36. That times that is 69 squared, negative. So this right here is going to be 81 plus 9i squared minus 20i squared. These cancel. So you have this left over. I squared, again, we said that's negative 1. So put it in there. Negative 1, negative 1. So that times that is 20. That times that, 16. So on the bottom we have 97. On the top we have that one, and that one is 101 plus 9i. Now break it up in two fractions. 101 over 97. 9i over 97. Square root both sides. So this is going to be x equals plus or minus 14. So x equals negative 14 or x equals 14. Check it. Does that work? Let's see. Negative 14 squared. Negative 14 is 996. Is that? Yep. 14 squared. 14 is 196. Yep. That works also. This one. Rewrite it first. Add 3 to both sides. X squared equals 3. Square root of this side. Square root of this side. So x equals plus or minus square root of 3, or x equals negative square root of 3, or positive square root of 3. So the answer is negative square root of 3 and positive square root of 3. This one, you're going to take the square root of both sides. Square root of both sides. So square root of both sides is going to get x minus 7 equals plus or minus 2. X minus 7 is negative 2. X minus 7 equals positive 2. So you add 7 at 7, so x equals 5. Or add 7 at 7, x equals 9. Check it. Does it work? 5. That's going to be negative 2. Negative 2 is 4. Yes. This one, 9 minus 7 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Yes, that works also. Square root again, both sides. Square root of this, square root of this. This is plus or minus square root is 13. So you're going to go minus 4 minus 4. So we have plus or minus 13, square root of 13 minus 4. Rewrite it. Negative 4 plus or minus square root of 13. So x equals negative 4 minus square root of 13, or x equals negative 4 plus square root of 13. There's the two answers right there. Solve by completing the square. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to first rewrite it. Add 45, so x squared plus 4x is 45. Take half of this number squared to this side and to the other side. Add it to both sides. So now you have half of this is 2 squared, half of this is 2 squared. So 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So now we have this right here, and this is going to be 49. And x squared plus 4x plus 4 can be factored into 2 times 2 is 4, 2x and 2x is 4x, x and x is x squared. So x plus 2 is that one right there. And then that's going to be x plus 2 squared. Now, take the square root of both sides. We have x plus 2 equals plus or minus square root of 7. X plus 2 equals minus 7, or x plus 2 equals 7. So we're going to go minus 2 to both sides. These are gone. So we have negative 9. And over here, same thing. We have what? X equals 5. So we have negative 9 and 5 by completing the square. Complete the square. This right here. That's how you do this. Complete the square to get this answers. Right there. Okay. Next one. Solve using the quadratic formula. All right, here's the formula. A, B, and C. There's A, there's B, and C coefficients of their function, or their graph, or the quadratic. So now, put the numbers in there. Negative 12 plus 12 squared minus this. So that's going to be negative 12. 12 is 144. And that since that is negative 140. That's going to be 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Divide this by 2. Divide this one by 2. So you have negative 6 plus or minus 1. Negative 6 minus 1. Or negative 6 plus 1. So x equals what? Negative 7. Or x equals what? Negative 5. So I'll use the quadratic formula again. There's the numbers right there. Coefficients. So put them in the formula. So negative 6 squared minus that. So we have negative 6 times 6, 36. And negative 10 negative is going to be positive 128. That's going to be 64. Square root of 64 is what? 8. Divide by 2 on both sides. So it's going to be negative 3 plus or minus 4. Negative 3 minus 4. Negative 3 plus 4. So x equals minus 7. X equals what? 1. Use the quadratic formula again. So there's A, B, C, the coefficients. So we put them in the formula. Negative of negative, negative there. So negative is positive, and negative 14 is plus 196. That times that is negative 196. That's 0. Square root of 0 is 0. 14 plus or minus 0 over that. Divide by 2. So 7 plus or minus 0. 7 minus 0. 7 plus 0. So that's going to say what? X is 7. X is 7. You can just write one answer. X is what? 7. That's all you need to do. Just a 7. Use the quadratic formula again. The coefficients A, B, C. There they are. Put them in there. Negative 12. Negative 12 12 times 12 is 144 minus 56, give me 88. But 88, if you break it up here, 2 divides 2 divides 2 divides, it's going to be 2 times that, or 4 times 22. So write that as 4 times 22. Square root of 4, square root of 22, that's going to be 2. Negative 12 plus 2, square root of that over that. And break it up into two parts. This divides it, the 2 cancels right here. So negative 6 plus or minus square root of 22, negative 6 minus square root of 2, or negative 6 plus square root of 22. There's the answers. Use the quadratic formula again. Put the numbers in the coefficients right there. There they are. All this ABC. And you have negative 12. 12 times 12 is 144 minus 180. That's going to be a negative answer. Ooh. But negative 36 means, remember this I. Negative 4, negative 9, negative 25 is going to be 5i, 4i, 3i, so on. So this is going to be 6i. So now divide by 2. So negative 6 plus or minus 3i, negative 6 minus 3i, negative 6 plus 3i. Using this formula right here for complex numbers. So using the quadratic formula again. So we're going to put ABC in there. So we have negative, negative that. It's going to be positive 5, negative 5, negative 5, 25. Plus negative is positive 96, 121. But 121 squared is going to be 11. So 5 plus or minus 11. So 5 minus 11, 5 plus 11. That's going to be 6 over 6. Negative 1. And that's going to be 6 over 16. But we can write it as 2 times 8, 2 times 3. Cancel the 2's, 8 over 3. So negative 1 and 8 over 3. Use the quadratic formula again. Rewrite it first. Let's get 4x squared plus 10x plus 1 equals 0. Now there's ABC. Put the numbers in the formula. So you have negative 10. That's it. 10 times 10 is 100 minus 16. So that's 84. Again, we got to break it down. Prime numbers, 2, 2, 2, 3, 7. Or 4 times 21. We can do this from there. So square root of 4, square root of 21. This is going to be 2. So now take out a factor out of 2. 2 times that and 2 times 4 in the bottom. So 2 times that is that, 2 times that is 1. So we have negative 5 plus or minus 1 square root of 21 over 4. Or you don't need the 1 there. Negative 5 plus or minus square root of 21 over 4. Negative 5 minus square root of 21 over 4. Or negative 5 plus square root of 21 over 4. Solve quadratic formula again. Put the numbers A, B, C. Put them in there. You have negative 10, 100 minus 48. That's 52. And 52, we're going to break it down. 2, 2, 2, and 13. So that's going to be 4 times 13. So square root of 4, 13. Square root of 4 I can do. 13, nope. So this is going to be negative 10 plus or minus 2 square root of 13 over 6. Take a 2 out from the top. 2 times that is that. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2's cancel. So we're left with negative 5 plus or minus 1 square root of 13 over that. Or negative 5 plus or minus square root of 13 over 3. So negative 5 minus square root of 13 over 3. Negative 5 plus square root of 13 over 3. Use the quadratic formula again. So first thing, minus 3x. So we have 4x squared minus 3x plus 1, the right order. A, B, and C. Put the numbers in there. So we're going to have negative positive. So we're going to have 9 minus 16. So that's going to be square root of negative 7. That's going to be an I. So we can write square root of 7, square root of negative 1. Square root of negative 1 is I from here, from the formulas. Or we can write that in front. 3 plus or minus I squared of 7. So 3 minus I squared of 7 over that. Or 3 plus I squared of 7 over 8. So using the quadratic formula again. Another quadratic formula. So we have A, B, C. Put them in there. So now we have negative 10. 100 minus 136 is a negative 36. Square root of negative 36 from the formulas again is going to be 6I. So we have negative 10 plus that. Write it two fractions. That's going to be negative 5 plus or minus 3I. So we have negative 5 minus 3i, negative 5 plus 3i. Graph. So we're going to put some numbers in there. Put a negative 1 in there. Negative 1 squared is 1. 1 minus plus 3 is 4. 0. 0 times 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. And then 1 in there. 1 times 1 is 1 plus 3 is 4. So we have these numbers right here. So we have negative 1 and 4, 0 and 3, and 1 and 4. And we're good right there. And also, another thing, this is the vertex. It's also the min, the low point. This one, graph this function. So I'm going to put some numbers in it. Negative 3. Negative 3 is that's going to be negative 1. Negative 1 is 1. 1 minus that, minus 3. Put a negative 2 in there. Negative 2 and 2 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 minus that, negative 4. Put a negative 1 in there. Negative 1 plus that is giving 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 minus that, minus 3. So we have the points. We have negative 3 and 3 right there. We have negative 2 and negative 4 right there. We have negative 1, negative 3 right there. It goes like this. Again, this is a vertex, is a min. Graph the function. So I'm going to pick some numbers, 3, 4, 5. So put 3 in there. 3 squared, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 24. 9 minus 24 plus 7 is minus 8. Put a 4 in there. 4 times 4, 8 times, negative 8 times 4. 16 minus 32 plus 7. So that's going to give you a negative 9. Put a 5 in there. 5 times 5, 25. Minus 40 plus 7. That's going to be negative 8. So we have 3 and negative 8. 4 and negative 9. 5 and negative. So 3, negative 8. 4 and negative 9. And 5 and negative 8. And again, this is a vertex. And it's also a min. Graph the function. Again, I'm going to put some numbers in. 1, 2, 3. So put 1 in there, 1 in there. So it's going to be 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 1 plus 4 minus 3. That's going to give you 0. Put a 2 in there. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 8. That. So it's going to give you negative 4 plus 8 plus that. It's going to be 1. Put this 3 in there. 3 times 3, 3 and 3. So that's going to be 9. Negative 9 plus 12 minus 3. So it's going to give you 0. So we have 1, 0. 2, 1. 3, 0. So again, and this is a max. This is a high point right at the vertex. Graph the function. Put some numbers in there. Put negative 3 in there. Negative 3 and negative 3 is positive 9. And that's going to be negative 12. So that's going to be negative 3. Put negative 2 in there. Negative 2 in there. So it's going to give you 4 minus 8. Negative 4. And then put a negative 1 in there. Negative 1 is 1. 1 minus 4 minus 3. So we have negative 3 and negative 3. We have negative 2 and negative 4. We have 1 and negative 3. So it goes through there. And again, this is a min. It's a vertex right there, the min. Graph this. I'm going to check all these numbers here. So put negative 4 in there. We multiply it out. 4, 4 is 16 and that. So 16 minus 8, 0. Put a 2, negative 2 in there. Next one. Negative 2 and negative 2. It's going to give you 4 minus 8. It's going to be negative 8. Put the next number. Negative 1. Negative 1 to negative 1 is 1. Minus 2 minus 8, negative 9. Put a 0. 0 times 0 is 0. That's 0 minus 8, negative 8. Put a 2 in there. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4 minus 8 is 0. So we got the numbers. Negative 4, 0. We have negative 2, negative 8. We have negative 1 and negative 9. This is the vertex, also the min. And we have 0 and negative 8. And we also have 2 and 0. These are the x-intercepts you want to know, and that's the y-intercept right there. Okay. So now, 234, let's see. We have numbers in here. Put them in there. 0. 0 times 0. So it can be 0 plus 0 minus 3 minus 3. And that's going to be 1. So 1 times 1. Negative 1 plus 4 minus 3. So it's going to be 0. Next, put a 2 in there. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 4 plus 8 minus 3 is going to be 1. And then put a 3 in there. 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 9 plus 12 minus 3. So the answer is what? 0. So put the numbers in there. 0 minus 3, y-intercept. And then 1, 0 right there. And then 2 and 1, that's the max vertex. And 3 and 0 right there. That's x-intercept, x-intercept, the max, the y-intercept. All right, that's the end of it. TSI 234, part 4A. Good luck on your TSIs. Hopefully you do great on it and y'all pass. And good luck again. Thank you, guys.